Welcome back, all my Minecrafting friends. It's time for the Minecraft player update. The Minecraft Hardcore Challenge player update for March 2015, the Zero Chunk Challenge. And let me start with Mr. Radio Gaming. Mr. Radio Gaming went out looking for red mushrooms. He ventured quite a ways from his base. He didn't find any red mushrooms except one. He kept looking. It got to be nighttime. His hearts were down a few. His hunger was down to his last haunch. And he thought he was about to starve to death, and it was also nighttime, and mobs were creeping up on him. So he made a crafting table, threw it down, made a bowl, which he didn't have any bowls. He took his one red mushroom and his brown mushrooms and made stew and ate the stew in order to regen his, well, not regen, in order to replenish his haunches. And he said that if he hadn't done that, he probably would have died. Okay? So he was a long way from base. This is obviously against the rules. He said that he would have died if he hadn't done it. So, you know, I have told other people in the past that if they accidentally, you know, place down a torch or a block in the wrong place, to just, you know, next chance they get, to just go ahead and pick it up and come back and, you know, fix it and then continue on. But I don't think those situations where, you know, and even I myself have accidentally placed down some dirt blocks that were out of bounds. Okay? And I will have to go back and dig those back up in my next episode. But I don't think those situations are life and death situations, you know. If I hadn't placed those dirt blocks, you know, I wouldn't have died. You know, it wouldn't have changed the outcome of the game, is what I'm saying. Okay? Now, this is hardcore, so when you die, you are out. So it's only fair that, you know, everybody plays by the same rules. But, you know, mistakes happen, and you know, people, you know, it's a really very difficult rule to keep in mind and to not violate. Okay? But, you know, if you end up violating the rule and the result is that you survive when you otherwise would have died, see, that completely changes the outcome of the game. So, in fairness, I'm going to have to say that Mr. Radio Gaming is disqualified. Either that, or he has to reconstruct that situation. You know, put his inventory back to the way it was at that point. You know, run his hearts and his you know, down to the same place it was. Run his hunger down to, you know, his last haunch. Go back out to that location that far from his base with no bowls and no crafting table and no food, and at night, and see if he can survive. You know, and if he does that and he survives, then he won't be disqualified. But I don't think that would work. So, you know, it's up to him whether he wants to try to recreate that condition and see if he can survive it, or if he just wants to drop out. Of course, you know, it is his channel, and I have no authority over what he posts. So, you know, if he wants to just completely ignore, you know, me and the rest of the MHC community, and just go ahead and continue on with the series and post his episodes as if nothing happened, you know, that's completely up to him. You know, and I'm not going to say anything more about it. Okay. So, let's do the rest of the list now. Boonslayer. Boonslayer did some caving and made a small farm. Okay. Next is a very large team, including OG, Momo, Soma, that's Soma Tome, Mike Deadman, as in Frank and Honest, New Azusa, Viv Cakes, Diamond Girl, and crafter of mine life. Okay? There may be some other people in there too, I'm not sure. But their episode, made up of, you know, like half adults, half kids, was complete uncontrolled chaos. Although they did do some fishing to get some food, they did find some red mushrooms, and they did find pumpkins. So, you know, it looks like they have some food options available in the future. But, and of course they have tons of manpower for building, you know, bases and stuff. But, so check them out. It was a lot of fun to watch, but it was really difficult to make notes on what was accomplished because everyone's going different directions and most people aren't accomplishing anything. Okay, next is Black Belt Crafter. Black Belt Crafter put a fence around his farm. He went to the surface spider dungeon and raided the chests. He did some farming. He did some fishing. He caught 2 fish, so that was effective. Then he went caving, collected quite a bit of iron and coal. Finished up his episode by fighting mobs and making creeper holes in his area. Next we have the team of Draco and Kidda. It's Draco Wolfclaw and Kidda Plays. Kidda is changing the trench that they started building in the first episode into a wall. So she's like filling in the bottom of the trench with wood blocks and then putting wood blocks on top of those. It still isn't finished or secure yet, so they've got mobs running into their area constantly. But they're still both alive. They're not doing that good on food yet. They need to make a farm and you know, get some food stuff sorted out. I think they're living on stew, which won't last the whole challenge. Okay, next we have Razorter Z. Razorter Z found the spider dungeon, raided the chests. This is the surface spider dungeon. Raided the chest. He made a farm. He did some caving, and then he got himself trapped underground with no pickaxe. So he is a long way from the approved area. You know, he's gonna have to break blocks with his bare hands until he can get within the approved area before he can throw down a crafting table and make a pickaxe. Okay. Maybe he can find his way through the caverns, because he's in an area with a lot of open cavern. Maybe he can find a path through the caverns back to the approved area to throw down a crafting table. Or maybe he'll just spend the whole rest of the challenge breaking blocks by hand. Or maybe he'll starve to death before that happens. I don't know. We'll just have to tune in to Razorter Z's channel and see what he does now that he's got himself in such a bad situation. Next is Lightbringer. Lightbringer made himself a mushroom farm and did some fishing. Next is Wild Trekker. Wild Trekker made a farm. Started out pretty small, expanded a little bit to where it's reasonable sized. Found the spider dungeon. Did some mining. He just saw the spider dungeon. He didn't get the goodies out of the chest from the spider dungeon. He did some mining. He did some caving. Okay, next is the team of Psycho SFK and Crazy Kinsey. They placed markers at the limits of their area. They planted saplings in 4 2 by 2 configurations to hopefully grow giant spruce trees. They made a pumpkin farm. They did some mining, and then they did some caving. They found diamonds, and they placed some torches out of bounds. In fact, they placed a lot of torches out of bounds. They seem to be playing by their own rules, where you can place torches underground anywhere you want. You know, and that's obviously against the rules, but you know, it's their channel, they can do what they want. I don't think I would consider them in competition anymore because they've violated it so much. And so anyway, next we have Nathan Pelton. Actually, this is Nathan Pelton and Technoscribe and Mom of Miners and Frank and Honest, or Mike Deadman. Okay, team of 4. On day 1, Momo and Frank spent the day and the night fishing. Okay, while Technoscribe and Nathan did other things. Nathan worked on fencing in the area and then putting down torches to light the area. Technoscribe was mining. Nathan went to the spider dungeon and raided the chests. And next we have, oh no, then they were fishing outside in the daytime, and then when night came, Momo and Frank went underground and did some fishing underground. They also, Technoscribe located diamonds, and in their fishing they got a Power 4 bow. So they had a really good fishing day. Next we have New Azusa in his single player world. Okay, he went out mushroom hunting. He found some sugar cane. He also found pumpkins. He located a forest biome. I don't think he's on large biomes. I think he's on default biomes. Yes, because he located a forest biome only 500 blocks away. So that's not right. He killed some horses. I think he was looking for leather. I don't know. Just went wild and started killing horses. Then he found a plains biome. Well, that's where the horses were. They were in the plains biome. Well, then a creeper snuck up behind him and blew him up, and he's out, dead on the second episode, day 1. And I think that if you kill horses, you get what you deserve. Okay. Next, we have Outfoxed. Outfoxed was out clearing land, cutting down trees, stuff like that. Then he started working on fencing, putting fencing around his area. He was fighting zombies at night, and the zombies killed him. So, too many zombies, not enough Outfoxed, and he's dead. He's out. He's kaput. Thanks for playing, Outfoxed. I'll see you next month. People, I mean, yes, you can die in day 1, and people are doing it, and he's not the only one. Okay, next we have Velk. Velk tried to grow some giant mushrooms, failed. Then he did some fishing. I don't think he got many fish out of that. Then he was fighting mobs, and at the end of his episode he's taunting Endermen, but they were not taking the bait. Okay. Next we have Batheart MC. Batheart MC is digging a trench around his safe zone, throwing down torches to light up the inside, and then later on he's doing mining. So, mining underground at night. Next we have Jade LF. Jade located the spider dungeon, raided the chests, came back to the base and started making a stone fence around the perimeter, made a nice little farm, and did some fishing. Next we have Rebel Guy. Rebel Guy placed 1 or more torches out of bounds. He located diamonds. He obviously was doing some caving when he located the diamonds. He came back up and made a farm, and he killed his own dog by mistake. So, yeah, when you're killing mobs, your dog jumps right in there and tries to help. Hit him with a sword. Oh well. stuff happens. Next we have Mad Mommy. Mad Mommy constructed a small wood house. She placed a couple of out-of-bounds torches in the cave. She was doing some caving. She got a carrot from a zombie rare drop, so that's cool. And she put a little fence around her farm, so good job there. Turtle Master 01, he posted his first episode too late for the first player update, and his second episode is not up as of now, but he's in the challenge. But we don't know. I mean, he did normal stuff on day 0. He hasn't posted day 1 yet, but we can't wait to see what he does. That's Turtle Master 01. Next we have Technoscribe in her single player world. Technoscribe made a farm and made some bread. So she's killing killing skeletons, bone mealing the seeds, and making bread. Next we have Bob Z Movie. Bob Z Movie is digging a quarry in his area. It's looking really good. I'm thinking about maybe adding a quarry to my area after the challenge is over, because I'm not going to have time during the challenge. What I'm planning on building in my area during this month is if you go to Google image search and you type in the words Bear Lodge Forest Ranger Station, the first picture that comes up is this tower that sticks up above the tree line, and then a little house on top of that, which the forest rangers go up there, and there's a balcony all the way around where they can walk around and watch for forest fires in the forest. And it looks like something that would fit right in with the terrain that we have. So that's what I'm going to be building. I'm going to try to reconstruct the Bear Lodge Forest Ranger Station. Next on the list is John Fall 92. If you remember right, John Fall was the winner of our last month's challenge. This month he built a farm on day 1. He also built a sugarcane farm. He went to the Nether. He's the first person in the Nether. He collected some quartz and some glowstone, and then when he got back to the overworld, a creeper blew up right in his face, but he survived. So he's hanging in there. Let's see what he does this month. Next we have a new player, Master Rudy. Master Rudy, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Let me know if I'm not. Did some fishing. He found some red mushrooms. He's having some security problems with his wall. Zombies are coming over the wall, but he's working on raising the wall. I don't know if he's got it fixed up everywhere or if there's still some spots where zombies can get in. Maybe he should go outside the wall and run around and see from the outside if there's any place he can get in, because he's just checking it from the inside. Okay, next we have Felonious Wizard. Felonious Wizard made a farm. He went looking for red mushrooms, but did not find any, and he currently is in a no food situation, so we'll have to see if he can get some food before he starves to death. Next is Derp Guru. Derp Guru built a dirt wall, starting in one corner of the area, and just fencing in, walling in rather, a small, not the whole 32 by 32 area, but like a smaller corner of the area. And then at nighttime she went down and did mining, as is her usual custom. Okay, next we have Cell in Gaming. otherwise known as Ben. Sell-In Gaming made a dirt tower in the middle of his area at 00. Just towered up, you know, straight up like 20 blocks of dirt, and then jumped off. Well, with a water block, so he didn't take damage. So that he can locate his area from a distance, he can just look over the trees and see the dirt tower, and he'll know where it is. I would have put a torch up there, but you know, that's just me. Then he was out looking for stuff, and he got poisoned by a witch, which took him down to 1 heart, but he recovered and came back to his area and was doing some creeper terraforming. That's where you lure the creepers into your area and then you get them to explode and make a big hole. Okay, he did some of that, and then he built a tiny farm. When I say tiny, I mean like 4 blocks of wheat, and that's it, which won't be enough to sustain him. Okay, next we have Tim Obert, also known as Captain Hook 5150. He decided to, his original base that he built in the first episode was completely outside of the approved area, so he tore that down and moved the base to inside the area, just barely inside. He has a tiny farm there with I don't know, 4, 6 wheats, something small. Then at night he did some mining. Next we have Cherry Bitters MC. Cherry Bitters decided to make a safe underground farm for her precious carrot, which she doesn't want getting blown up by a creeper. She put down some torches in the area to keep mobs away, and then she spent part of the night caving. Next we have PB, as in PB Plays Inside. PB, at the beginning of her episode, was almost killed by a chicken jockey, but she did recover, and after that she carried on and did usual stuff. So that's two episodes in a row where she's almost been killed. So I don't know if this is going to be a trend where she almost gets killed every single episode. That'd be exciting. But anyway, next we have Philbin 3. Philbin 3 worked on his perimeter, trying to secure the perimeter. Then he was attacked by a witch, which poisoned him, running his hearts down to 1 or a half a heart, and then he was finished off by a skeleton. So he was double teamed by a witch and a skeleton, and was knocked out of the game. He's dead. Thanks for playing, Philbin. I hope to see you back next month. Next on the list is Baker Bell. Baker Bell found a pumpkin, got some sugar cane, collected some eggs. She made a pumpkin farm in her area. She made a sugarcane farm, so she's well on her way to pumpkin pie. She went mining, and then that turned into caving. She located a diamond, but she didn't dig it out because it's right next to lava, and it's outside of the approved area for placing blocks, so she doesn't really know how to get to it. I would probably just, mine in behind it and then break it and pick it up and jump out before the lava got me. But I don't know if she wants to do that. She might be able to place a water block at the edge, just inside the approved boundaries, and hopefully the water will flow far enough to turn the lava next to the diamond into obsidian. Okay. Next we have another new player, a Minecraft Master. Okay, the channel is called A Minecraft Master, and it's a 2-player team, Minecraft Master and his dad, And it's kind of interesting because the Minecraft master is actually a master of Minecraft, and the dad is a bit of a novice. So the kid is trying to keep the dad safe, and they made a nice underground base. They made a mushroom farm, although I think there's too much light in the mushroom farm for the mushrooms to grow. Next we have the team of Murphy and Dan. Murph and Dan made a flower pot because, you know, you need flower pots and flowers. Okay? They are out of food though, and they did place a torch out of bounds. So go pick up that torch, guys, and find something to eat. Okay, next we have Bear Family 07. Bear Family 07 is constructing a three-dimensional wheat farm, which is going to be kind of interesting. And in this particular challenge, I think there could be a problem with mobs trampling it because of all the different levels. They jump from one level to the next. Might want to have to put a fence around it to keep the mobs away. And even when you're harvesting it, you're going to have to be careful that you don't end up trampling your own crops. But can't wait to see how it comes out. And that takes care of the list. I will see you all in the next episode. This is Mike Deering signing out.